Okay, welcome and thanks for joining us on today's draw and our build. This is going to be the first lesson in a series on laying out the bottom of our toolbox. If you did the sheet metal tray, hopefully that got you introduced a little bit to the basic tools in the draw, modify, and annotation window for AutoCAD. On this computer, I am using 2023 at this time. It's what's on most of the computers in our lab, so that's why I'm using it instead of the 2024. Let's get going. This is what it's going to look like when we're finished, and this is based off of the size sheet metal that we got into class and that we can divide up for the students. So I'm going to start a new drawing. So if you are at this page when you jump in, okay, you can just go new. And the first thing we need to do is draw our box. So if you notice here, the overall size of our piece of sheet metal that we're going to be getting is 14 3/8 long and 12 tall. So I'm going to go back into here, and before I even draw, let's save this and give it a name. Okay, so I'm going to go to here, so I can go either one, save or save as. Because nothing's saved yet, if I go to save, it's still going to open up save as. I'm going to go into my metals folder, make sure you're in your M drive. It should end with the extension M if you're here at the school with me. If you're on your own private PC, then you can do it wherever you would like. I'm going to open up the M drive, and I'm going to call this one bottom of toolbox. It's fine. And put your name, please. And just for knowing where I leave off, I'm going to call this my video version. Okay. So I don't get it mixed up with my other practices that I did. So click save, and that way, even if it shuts off or our computer crashes, the battery dies, whatever, we don't lose it. Now, we're gonna go back into, here's my fifth one. So I'm gonna draw a box, 1 foot tall by 14 3/8 long. Before we do that, we also want to double check our settings. It's easier for me to adjust this now in sheet metal here in the United States. We're going to use a ruler to lay this out. So let's go and change this to make sure that our dimension styling, so under annotation, pull the menu down, go to the icon for dimension, click on dimension style, and yep, by default my computer program is opening it in decimal mode. So we go to change or modify here. We go over to primary units, and I am going to click on fractional. And we, in the last sheet metal box, we shrunk this down to text height. We made it small at 0.15, but this box is going to be a lot bigger, and it's going to be shrunk down to scale to print. So we can actually do our text because of the size difference in this box. We can do it at a 1/4 inch. I don't need to. All right, so a 1/4 inch would be 0.25. I can click OK. That will make our text actually bigger instead of smaller than last time. I'm going to go here now to set current, and I can close this. Okay, so get out of all that, and we're going to start drawing. I wanted to demonstrate for you. Feel free to grab your line tools and continue like we did last time of drawing out our box. But I want you to see what it's going to look like if I use a second tool up here. If you notice, we have a tool that creates a rectangle. Okay, if you use it a lot, you'll get the hang of it quickly and you'll remember, but it's a little glitchy. I want to show you what happens here. It says specify this first corner point, right? That's what it's asking me. So I'm going to click anywhere in the left-hand corner of my screen. Now, as I drag this across, you got to see which one of those two size boxes it's highlighting. Okay, so it's highlighting my length right now. That's the blue box. That's the text is highlighted. I can type in there, that was 14 3/8. So I can go 14 dash 3/8, or if you know the decimal, it's 0.375. 14.3/8. Now, do not hit enter, do not click with your mouse, hit the tab button on your computer, and what that will do is it will accept my measurement here, and it locked it in. You see it gives a little lock icon. Now it's asking me here. So it jumped from this box to the next box. Tab will do that in most any program. It will now ask you for the measurement in the other one, and the height of our box is 12. There's the height. What's the issue though with using rectangle is now, that's done. We have a nice rectangle. I can put my dimensions in here just to make sure it's the right size. I'm going to do that. I don't want to click so it gives me the green snap line. I want to come over somewhere where it's going to give me the measurement, drag that up, and verify that it's actually 14 3/8, and do it the same on the side. Then we know this is our check step that everything's good so far. Now, if in the past, we're going to need to offset this 3/8 of an inch over for the hem, and our tab is a 1/2 inch. But watch what happens if I select my offset tool, and it says specify my offset distance. Let's do this one first, and we're going to go let's see, it's just 3/8, so 3/8, right? Go like that, and we go click, and we go inside, and what happened? Okay, because when I click on the rectangle that we drew, it highlights this as one whole shape, not 4 separate lines. We didn't draw it as 4 separate lines, we drew it as one shape. Now it's offsetting it, making parallel lines for all 4 of those, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna undo that. Before we continue with the rectangle tool, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on it, and there is a tool called Explode. Now we don't need to go around and look for it, okay, under our different menus. What we can do is we can just start typing the command. So if we go Explode, I don't even have to type the whole command, just the first 3 letters, and it pops up in here, and I can click on Explode. Watch what happens now. My box, all the grips on there disappeared, the little blue boxes. Now if I click on one line, so Explode took this object that had 4 pieces in it that was all one solid pieces, and it broke it into 4 separate pieces. Now I can click on the individual lines that I want to offset. So once again, to recap, we drew a rectangle, I drag it over, I type in my number, but I don't hit enter, so I went 14-3/8, tab, I went 12, and then enter, but then I had to click on it and explode it before I can do the next step. Okay, now we can do our offset. So grab your offset tool, okay? We're gonna type in 3/8 for this right hem. So I'm just gonna go 3/8 and accept. Now I'm gonna click the right hem and bring that in, and that's going to allow us to have a nice little fold here for extra strength on the opening of our toolbox. Now the next thing I want to do is the tabs. The tabs are gonna fold in at 90 degrees, and that's what we're gonna use to attach the ends of our toolbox once this is all folded up. So I'm gonna go to offset tool again, but those we need to have a little more room on there because our fasteners are gonna go through those. So we're gonna set these at a 1/2 inch. So I can just do 1/2. I'm gonna grab the top line and bring it in, and the bottom line and bring it in. Okay. Now for the front and the back of my toolbox, those are gonna be 4 inches tall. If you look at my drawing here, I got 4 inches on the back side, 4 inches on the front, and the bottom is actually gonna roll at 6 inches wide from front to back. So let's draw that. We can use the offset tool, and by putting in this 3/8 in first, now we have a 4-inch offset that we can go this way and a 4-inch this way. And our check step will be to measure the middle and see if it's 6. So let's try that. I'm gonna set my distance to 4.0, enter. Okay, I'm gonna click on the inside line here because this is where we're folding over. So from here, this fold line, to the inside, anywhere in here, click on this to accept that it goes to that direction. I'm gonna click on my left one and bring it to the middle as well, and click anywhere in the middle. That's 4, and let's see and put in our dimensions just to make sure that everything is checking out here. So from here to this line, okay, that switched over and gave me that 12. Let's try it again. I'll go from this way. From here over to here is 4 inches, and I'll just kind of lock it in there. From here, I'll go from this way. Here over to here, and I'll lock it in there so they line up. And I go from right to left. It's giving me the perpendicular line, and then I lock it on my point here. And this here should be, I'm gonna go from right to left, 3/8, and I can accept that there. All right, do your measurements work out? 4 inches and 4 inches here should leave me a 6-inch middle and a 3/8 tab fold over for the hem here. So far, so good. What do we have left to do now if we go back and analyze? Now this back, because this is this folds in and a flat piece is actually taller than here, this does not have to be trimmed down to any angle. We can leave that at a 90 degree. And if we have it at a 90 on the back, we should have it at a 90 on the front. That's one adjustment we made this year. So those we're gonna leave, but on the front where we're gonna fold this tab over, we wanna take from this intersection here and draw a 45-degree line here. We're gonna draw 45-degree lines here for our relief cuts when we fold these tabs up, over, and that's where they're gonna meet and intersect, and on the bottom. So we have, how many 45-degree lines do we have to draw? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the top, 5 on the bottom. Let's jump into that, and we'll actually do that in our next video. Okay, so stick around, come back in part 2, and we will start drawing out our relief tabs and finishing up any dimensioning, and then we'll be good to go and get ready to print. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in the next one.